Good job. All right, so hello everybody. This is Dustin and Kirk from TheCOM doing another podcast of TheCOM News Live. Today we're going to tackle a really common question that
it's echoing.
That is really common in when people buy systems. They want to be able to talk to their friends, and so we're going to show kind of what the situation that you're going to be facing when you get out to the trailhead or you get out to the dunes, and everybody's pulling up in their machines, and you got 4 or 5 different machines that you're trying to figure out how you're going to talk to each other. And so some people are going to have a rugged system or PCI, or they're going to have something off Amazon, or they're going to have our system. How do you make these things talk to each other? So we're going to kind of explain kind of the situation that goes on out there, and then how we can use some that our radio does that are very unique to help you through that. So with that, Kirk, you want to talk a little bit about programming?
So the first thing I want to do is a little example. So if I get in my vehicle, I've got presets on my FM radio, right? Presets 1 through 5 or whatever. If I push the preset 1 in mine, and then you go to Dustin's car and press the preset 1 in his, they're not going to be on the same frequency. I've been on there. I listen to soft rock. If I go into his, press 1, it's opera, right? Or something like that.
yeah, that's kidding. My favorite.
Yeah, but the concept is the same. If you get in your wife's car, the presets are different. So that's the difference between a channel and a frequency. So a channel is just a programmed frequency. We program our frequencies different than rugged or PCI, and I'm going to show that kind of in this little diagram right here. So I'm going to pull this up. So if you look on the far left, it says TheCOM, the center's rugged, and the right-hand side is the PCI. If you look, our channel 31 is the weatherman. Ruggeds is typically 1, and PCIs is 1. So you could line up PCI and rugged on channel 1, but we're going to do another example. If you look at the Baja Pits, so our channel 33 is Baja Pits. Ruggeds is 3 on this one, and PCIs is channel 9. So if you lined up 3 on all of them, you're not going to be able to line up with each other. So that's the concept of frequencies, right? So you would have to line up our channel 33 with Rugged's channel 3 with PCI's channel 9, then you'd be able to ride all together. So the reason why we program our first 22 as GMRS is because of these. I'm going to turn this down so you can actually see the little bubble pack radio.
Let me try something real quick, Kirk.
Yep. I just want to make sure that we get audio here.
I want to try switching it through
it is there.
Try switching it to the other one. Maybe we can get rid of the echo.
Which one on the?
Click on that. Go to default.
Going through the thing. We just need to turn down the volume on this guy. Test 1, 2. There we go.
Oh.
So it was echoing off the phone. I apologize.
There we go.
So
now, technical difficulty.
Yeah, we're good now. So anyway, so you got these little bubble pack radios right here. You see that? So this is channels, it's on channel 16, and you just simply go up and down on these ones, right? So the reason why we channel our first 22 channels are the same as the bubble pack radios, and whether it's the race radio frequencies, you only get read listen only, and the GMRS you're going to get the read only from 1 through 14, and the 15 through 22 are open, and that's some other rules that we'll go into in another time. But we leave the first 22 to match up with these little bubble pack radios. So when you get a bubble pack radio that you can get at Walmart for really cheap, you can pass these out to your friends and talk to them just simply by lining up our channel 15 with their channel 15 or 16 or whatever. And this one's actually on channel 16 right now. So if I move this out, you're going to hear my audio.
There we go. Try it again.
Yep. Test 1 2, test 1 2. You can hear the audio coming through the little bubble pack radio. So that's just a little tip on that. So if you want to download our frequency chart, go to our tech support, download. You can download our frequency charts. Just know that their presets are different than our presets. So you got to look at those diagrams and line them up, and then you should be a pro from there. And I'll let Dustin take it away on some other information that'll help you out as well.
Okay, so if you don't download everybody's PDFs, which probably most people are not going to download everybody's PDFs, and at the trailhead, when everybody's trying to get ready, busting out your phones and say, hey, well, I'm going to read your PDF, I'm going to read your PDF. I mean, that's what most people have to do in that situation. And that's what typically what people go to in that situation. So I'm going to show you with our radio one of the things that makes our radio really unique, and one of the reasons that we use it, is that it gives you that information in the user interface. So you don't have to do what Kurt just described and download these PDFs and try to marry them all together, even though you can do that. This is a lot simpler way to do it. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. You can talk on there, and it's an instant flip between. No other radio has that easy of a user interface to be able to navigate between the two. Now, the third scenario that you are going to run into potentially is that one of your friends has purchased one of these radios off of Amazon, and it's not programmed. So you're like, all right, well, good luck. I can't talk to you because your radio's not programmed. But in reality, you can with our system. And so all of our channels that we've programmed in there all have a number assigned to them. We're not displaying really the number on row C for the VHF ones because you want to look by name, but actually we actually are displaying the number. If you look really closely over in the upper right corner right there, you can see that Weatherman is programmed in channel number 31. And so that 31, if you want to know the frequency number of channel 31, you don't have to have the PDF. You can use the radio. And what you do is you just drop down here to this fourth row, which is displaying it by frequency number. And you see that number 31 in the tiny little corner here. If I want to flip through here, I can flip through the channels and go to all of them. And I can get any channel number displayed by just flipping through and looking at that little number and matching it. If I want to go 17, let's say I want to know what the GMRS 17 frequency is. There it is. And I can give this person that number, and they could punch it in, and now we can talk. Even an unprogrammed radio, this thing enables you to be able to talk to them. So tons of flexibility. No other radio has got that sort of a functionality, and so it's just one of the many reasons that we went with this one, and that we got this one certified and made this our radio. So anyway, so those are the three scenarios: GMRS, VHF race frequencies, or somebody who's got an unprogrammed handheld radio. You can talk to all of them and do it all without even downloading a PDF.
So we also need to preface too, we've got two radios for a purpose. So if you get the GMRS 1, you're obviously only going to be able to speak on the GMRS frequencies. That's the Part 95 certification. It does lock it down. You can listen only on the VHF radios frequencies, but you will not be able to broadcast on them. And then we also, on the race radio, will have some redded out to the GMRS because you can't legally program those, but we use that as an example on this this video. Yep.
Yes.
And that's for another topic. We can probably talk about that another time.
Yeah, I will throw out one other thing. Let me put this back up here. I'll throw out one more little cool thing that our radio does that it makes it unique. You can actually, if you have another scenario, you may run out. Well, you get everybody together at the trailhead or out at the dunes. It's morning time. You're going to go do your ride. You may have some people who have got a VHF radio, and you've got other people who have a GMRS radio. So when you have a dual band radio, you're able to bridge that gap. Whereas if you just have a, GMRS or you just have a VHF, because one is UHF and one is VHF, and those two bands don't talk to each other. So GMRS is UHF, race frequencies are VHF. So you need a dual band if you want to be able to talk to them both. There's a feature in ours called monitoring. It's the TMRS one, and you can go in and you can make it so that you see how I've got the top row is the GMRS one, and I've still got this other one displayed here. So I could say the GMRS guys were on channel 17, VHF guys were on Weatherman, and you set the monitoring. It's TMR.
TMR, yep.
If you go to TMR and you turn the TMR on, yeah, so click on that thing. That's it. Oh, that was it.
Right
there you go.
Yep.
So you click on this and you go down here, and main is whatever one has the little arrow on it.
Yep.
So if you come in here, leave it right on that one. Yeah, M plus C. So as I leave it like this.
Nope, you got to hit enter.
Oh, sorry. Thanks.
You got to hit
Rookie error.
Hit the button to accept it.
Perfect.
Now
then I press the exit.
Now it's monitoring it.
Okay, so now it's monitoring. That means this is our main one. So when I press my PTT, I'm going to talk on this one. But guess what happens when I press this thing? Is this on Weatherman? You see how it jumps down there?
Yep.
Now, testing 1, 2, 3. You see how this is on VHF? Now watch this. And now it will go back. If you wait 8 seconds, the little arrow will automatically jump back to the other one. See how it jumped back? And now, is this on 17?
Yeah.
Testing 1, 2, 3. So this is a GMRS. This is a VHF. And we're able to talk to both of them on there. Now, if a transmission comes in on this one, testing 1, 2, 3, and I press and hold my PTT within 8 seconds, I'm transmitting back to that one. So if I wait more than 8 seconds, that little thing will drop back. But if I keep having a communication, another one comes in, and I transmit again, the 8 seconds resets itself. So you can have a lengthy conversation if you need to communicate logistics like that. But if you just wait, it'll drop back to the other one, and then you talk on your main one. So that's a really easy way to bridge a gap that, I mean, is really hard to bridge, and it feels very advanced, but really it's pretty simple. And then when you, if you want to get back to it, you don't want that anymore, you go down, whoops, turn your TMR and turn it off, and there you go, and you're set back up. So tons and tons and tons of really cool functionality in the radio. This isn't the sort of thing that, if you just buy this radio off of Amazon, which they don't sell on Amazon anymore because they're not certified and they're cracking down on this. Again, Kirk's point, this one's now certified, so we can sell it. But there's a learning curve there, and you're not going to figure that out on your own. So that's part of the value we give to our customers, is we're always trying to dial these things in and give to solve some of these problems that people have got. Okay. Does that overcome the noise problem that we have?
Yeah, we
that information.
Sorry, we went dark there for a little bit. So
yeah,
we muted ourselves when we were trying to talk on just one thing. So.
And we didn't have our chat messages up, so we didn't see that people were telling us that.
We can't hear you guys. Sorry.
They can hear. Is there any questions? We'll take some questions if anybody's got right now. Okay, Lyle, he's got a question here.
Can the screen brightness be adjusted? It cannot be adjusted, but you can change the colors. If you go to our radio manual, you'll see it, but I'll kind of just go over it real quick. I think the manual to change I think it starts on... right here. So it starts on 33 and goes up. So that's the main interface is white. that's black right now, so that's our black background. If I wanted to change this to like a red black background, you see how it changes to red. I'm going to go back to black. You can change the difference. So you might be able to change a background or a light. So make maybe the background white and the lettering black or something like that. Maybe that's easier for you to read. So you can go in there. If you go into our tech support download and download our menu, you can see the different menus right there. So that's the yellow for the back, and there's several different colors there. It depends on with the menu and the background and stuff like that. So that's, hopefully that helps you out there, Lyle.
Okay. Another question from Elliot. I understand this right. Rugged is VHF, and we cannot talk to them. Just listen only.
Depends on which radio you have. So if you have the GMRS radio, you'll be able to listen only. So if you bought our race radio frequencies, you'll be able to talk and receive as well.
Yeah. So if you got the GMRS ones, so most GMRS radios, to get the GMRS certification, the FCC requires that you can only broadcast on GMRS radio, on GMRS frequencies. It's an FCC rule. So our GMRS radio is listen only on the rugged one. So if you got a GMRS one, yeah, you're going to just be able to hear them, because that's the most we could give you based upon the FCC rules. If you got the race channel one, you would be able to talk to that one, which is our VHF one, and you would listen only on the GMRS ones. So that's why there's two. It's not what we want. It's just what the FCC requires us to do that. So that's part of the decision that you make when you're picking your radio, you know, which band what you get. We always promote the GMRS. It's the one that's nationally set aside for that. But unfortunately, there's a gazillion rugged radios out there and PCI radios. So, you know, those are named. They're named because somebody in California, you know, registered them for the for racing. It's actually, they reference them as SCORE, Southern California Off-Road. You know.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, it's just one of those things. They really should have given us a grace period, right? They should, if they really wanted to push everybody to the GMRS, which is where they're kind of going. The Part 95 rules changed it so we can have up to 50 watts on the GMRS, which was great, but they should have given us a grace period where we could have programmed all the radios the same, GMRS with the VHF, and then tried to phase out the VHF radios. But that kind of they make you choose one or the other, unfortunately.
All right. So, any more questions we've got on radios?
Thanks. Can you review the Vox adjustment?
Yeah. Okay. We can do that really quick.
Yeah, we can do that real quick.
So let me just tell you a story about the Vox adjustments. You know, this is out of the scope. This is bonus content you're getting here. I had a customer who called up just recently, and hopefully he's not on here right now. If you are, I'm not going to out you, because this is common. Okay.
This is common.
He called up and said my intercom stopped working, and the reason that he thought it stopped working is because said it was working, the noise cancellation was working great, and then it was opening up, and then it was not, my mic shut off, nothing worked, he was ready to send it back. So all it was is that this was turned up all the way. So if I turn this up all the way right now, we're in a really quiet environment.
Yeah, it's going
to... Hey, okay.
The Vox was cutting us off.
Yeah, Vox was cutting us. So what I was going to say is, when that mic is not working, these headsets don't work, right? They're shutting off the mic, and it feels like the system's broke. And it's because the Vox is so high that it shuts the mic off, and you lose words. Okay, so think what the Vox is doing is, this mic, it's really simple. The mic is shut off until it hits a certain decibel rating, and when it hits that decibel rating, it opens. Okay, now what that decibel rating, if your engine is too loud, will open on its own, because the engine is exceeding the decibel rating of the microphone, and it's opening it. And you don't want that scenario, because you don't want to hear the engine going in through your side tone. So if you have that scenario, if it's opening without you speaking, you turn it up so that it takes a higher decibel to open the mic. So the engine, so that level if the engine is generating this much decibels and the mic is set here, it's going to open up. So you want to adjust it up so that it's above what the engine is generating. And then when you speak, it covers up that last little bit and it exceeds it, which opens the mic, and then it drops back down. And so that's what these adjustments are doing. I always think of it this way. The simple way to do it is I am telling the intercom how loud the environment is or how quiet the environment is. So that's pretty easy for me to remember. It's louder, it's quieter, intercom. So if it's louder, I hit the plus a whole bunch of times, and then the mic does open up. If it's quieter, I need to drop it down until it's quieter. And the reason you know to do that is because you're losing your words. Losing words, hit minus. Opening up on its own, hit plus. So there you go. Hopefully that helps explain that.
Yep. And another one thing is you can tell which radio you have by your screen. So if it's got the red on top and bottom, and it says COM G95, that means you got the GMRS. If it says COM DB90, that means you've got the race radio frequencies. And I don't know if there's any more other questions on there. We can probably leave it there and come back again on next Thursday. So.
Yes. And you know what, guys? It's awesome. Interact with us here. We're getting good with this, right? We're learning this software, so you can see we're still a little bit of rookies with this. So you have to be patient with us while we get this going. But we want to make this a way that we can give information that's really valuable and give tips and tricks and interact with you on kind of because so many of your questions are the same. And so we can do this in mass. And if you're looking at, like, if you have friends who are like, man, I'd really like to learn more about these things, I got a whole bunch of questions, tell them about these feeds. We're starting to broadcast these things out as wide as we can. We're on Side by Side Nation's website. They're transmitting this. If you have a group that you're a part of, like YouTube Utah is one that we've been trying to work with a little bit here. We can stream to your group. And so you can reach out to your admin and say, hey, this is good content for the group, and we'll answer whatever questions we have. But we're trying to take these topics one by one and just build a episode around a really common subject, and then use the last part to interact with any questions that either existing customers have or people who are researching, what product they want to go with. So interact with us, share it with your friends. We'd really appreciate that. And that's it.
Yep. Thank you, guys. We'll see you guys next Thursday.
Okay. Talk to you later.